little bit about me, but this is the boring part. I'm a mortgage guy. I'm a lender, but I'm more of like a tech nerd that ended up figuring out how to do loans pretty darn well. So today we're going to talk a lot about AI. I'm sure you guys are all hearing about it. It's the hot topic. Everyone's talking about it. But to qualify myself, so you guys know I'm not just someone who Googled it or AI'd it last night, I spent 3 days last week in Vegas at an AI conference and learned specifically what AI is being rolled out to, like on the back end of real estate companies and mortgage companies. And really, like, I think the whole crux of this AI thing is that we all know it's valuable. We all know there are a million tools out there, but we get 1,000 things thrown at us, and then we go home and we're like, crap, what was that one thing? Or how do I do that? Or where do I start? And then you're like, oh, I remember ChatGPT. So you go on there and you're like, build me a business plan. And it gives you like 7,000 bullet points. And you end up doing none of them because it's just too much. So my goal here today is to say what I said here. Today, you can implement at least one of these little things because it takes training, it takes practice, just like anything. But if you guys want to grow your business, if you're not using AI, you will get left behind, and I guarantee you that because AI is changing faster than I can even give this presentation. By the time I'm finished showing you these tools, they're probably already more improved than we're doing today. So this presentation is going to be kind of like a workshop where I'm going to have a lot of feedback back and forth. I'm going to ask for suggestions because I'm going to do a lot of stuff live today on the websites showing you these tools. So there are hundreds, if not thousands, of different AI platforms out there that you can go to. And I'm not saying anything bad about any of those. But today I'm going to highlight a really good strategy that we're using with a lot of our realtor partners that's actually working today. So first, let's get into some boring stuff. Why are you here? We just talked about that. All right. So, who has been dealing with new builds in the areas that you guys work with? A couple hands, right? So, what's one thing you guys notice about the builders right now when interest rates are high, inventory's starting to climb up? What's something that builders are doing that not every listing is doing on the market? Incentives, yes, but homes are selling, right? They're getting waitlisted. They're getting tons of people buying them up right away. Now, why do we think that is, other than incentives? That's the biggest one we're going to talk about. But what else? Lower interest rates. Right. So what happens when you plug an interest rate and a low incentive together, right? So we're seeing a lot of houses sit on the market. This is not AI, by the way. This is just one quick thing that's like rubber meets the road. You guys got to be thinking about this. So builders right out of the gate, they're advertising their homes with a $30,000 credit or a crazy low interest rate. If you want to know the geeky stuff about the low interest rate portion, it's because Lennar and other builders bought billions of dollars of debt like 4 years ago so that they can offer those rates. It's pretty crazy. It's cool. But we see a lot of properties where, inventory's tough right now. Listings are hard to get. So you're sitting there in your listing presentation and age-old discussion where you're like, I think it needs to sell at 980, but this guy's like, I'm not going to get it if I don't agree with him that it's worth $1 million, right? So you take the listing and you're like, hope for the best. I really hope for the best. But if we can illustrate some techniques that you and your lending partners, hopefully us, can help illustrate to your sellers before you even list the house, you'll have a much quicker, more successful sale and transaction, hopefully. So sell like the builders do. So we're obviously waiting for this guy. Who is this?
Jerome Powell.
Jerome Powell. Everyone hates him, but he's probably the best at his job of any of these guys I've ever seen. You compare him to Bernanke and who was it before that? Janet Yellen. That's it. Anyway, so Jerome Powell has the toughest job in the United States, arguably in the world, if you ask me. He has to balance the political pressure, which he's not been influenced by, and I applaud him for that, either direction. But we're watching him, and by the way, this was made with AI. He doesn't have an Apple Watch. How great is that, right? I can show you how to do that later. So rates are lame. They're still high. They're coming down, though. This is a nice trend, right? This is live today. So rates are going in the right direction, but they're going very slowly, which if you guys were in the business, who was in the business in 2021 when rates went from like 5.5 to 2.9 in like no time? That was painful. It was great. If we owned a home, we all refied, right? But that was really painful because it drove the markets insane. You had $100,000 over asking. You had no contingencies. We're putting our clients in risky situations, like, because you kind of had to. Everyone was doing it. So I love to see that it has taken, 7 months to go from 7% down to 6.3. Like, that's a very nice gradual. And I hope it keeps going. I think it will, but we won't talk too much about that. So when rates are still elevated, we need to be strategic, just like the builders are. So let's say you get that $1 million listing and it sits on the market for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, however long. And you're like, I got to have that tough conversation. We're going to do a price improvement, right? That's what we all call it because it's sexy to say that instead of price reduction. So if you're dropping it $1 million, what are you doing? You're helping a potential buyer lower their payment. This is assuming 20% down, just for illustration. The buyer's payment is down $101 a month on $1 million versus $980, right? That's pretty cool. That's great. But if we went in strategically before we even listed it, saying, hey, seller, I think it's going to sell at $980, but let's be creative with this. Let's list it at $1 million, and we're going to right out of the gate advertise. We're going to buy down the client's rate with $20,000, just like the builders do. Because they're building that into the house price. It's not they're just nice, right? It's inflating the prices. So if you lower the interest rate of the buyer with a $20,000 buy down, their payment drops $324 a month. You think you just opened up more buyers with that incentive compared to just dropping it by 20 grand? And the biggest thing is, you probably have a happy seller when you went in at this plan from day one, just like a builder, right? They're very happy because they got their number. The plan was executed properly. And of course, it's hopefully going to sell faster because you just opened up a lot more buyers. So that's a quick one. I'm going to get through this boring stuff, I promise you. But this is seriously successful strategy that you guys should all be implementing or at least thinking about. Now, temporary rate buy downs. I'm just throwing this in here really quick. Everybody know what one is? If not, I'll give you two milliseconds. Up front at closing, you'd put money into an escrow account, and for 2 years on a 2-1 buy down, the buyer's rate is lower by 2% for the first year, 1% for the second year, years 3 through 30, it's at the note rate, blah, blah, blah. But here's the exact illustration, still $1 million purchase price, a temporary buy down of only $18,000, so we actually saved $2,000. But look at that payment, it goes from $4,900 down to $3,900. We just lowered the buyer's payment $1,000 a month, assuming they qualify, of course. So these are the kind of strategies that you guys, I love it when you guys call me or anyone on our team and just say, hey, I'm about to list this house. I got a listing presentation tonight. Like, can you run some numbers for me so I can illustrate this stuff to my sellers? Because the more that they know up front, not only does it make you look good, but it prepares them for realistic expectations in a tough market with high rates, right? Okay, that's boring. No more mortgages. All right. AI. So like I said, today is going to be a lot of like live stuff, so you guys can tell I'm not full of BS, okay? So, who uses ChatGPT? Oh, quick question.
I have a question about the previous topic.
Yes, definitely.
So one question I have is I really like the idea of the rate buy down, but what is the way as agents that we can market that better? Because you know how price reduction, like everybody will see that, but for the rate buy down, all you can really do is put that in the description. So is there a better way we can market that?
Absolutely. So her question for the YouTube people, right? I got to do that? Her question was, how do we market the rate buy downs up front when we're starting a listing so that people can see it? Because the price reduction flags about a lot of eyes, but maybe not an upfront incentive. So I swear it's like I paid you to do that. So with ChatGPT's help, what you can do and what I've done is you can, first off, I'm going to protect all of you guys. Download National Association Realtors Code of Ethics, their policies of advertising, get your broker's advertising policies, get your compliance policies, get the California one, upload it into one thread in ChatGPT, and say to ChatGPT, hey Chat, this thread, do not go to the internet. Do not go anywhere, only reference these PDFs. And if you can't find the answer, let me know. This will protect you guys. So now we can use that thread on ChatGPT to say, hey, here's what I want to do. I want to make sure that everyone that sees this listing knows that we're doing a price incentive up front. and it will write you in a very compliant way how you can do that. So the way I've seen it drawn out or played out is that it's the very first sentence is all caps, $20,000 interest rate buy down credit offered, right out of the gate, and then continue your normal listing presentation. So to do that here, I'll just do it real quick because it takes 2 seconds. Has everyone used ChatGPT?
Yes.
I'm assuming a lot. Okay, for the most part. If you haven't, this is what it looks like. It's just a chat box, and it's just the whole world of information, basically. Okay, so what you can do is new chat, add a PDF, add photo file, and I have it on my desktop somewhere. There it is. So I've got the Code of Ethics from NAR, and I've got the NAR handbook. I couldn't download the CAR one because you have to log in for it, but you guys get my point, right? So just for today, this is the handbook. Let's do the Code of Ethics. And you will go like this. I can't hold the mic and type fast. So there we go. All I said was, hey chat, for this thread, please only reference this attachment, right? And you can do this with 20 attachments. So now I can go in here and say, hey, make sure you're compliant. I'm going to write this listing description for this house. And it will type it out, and it will make sure it cross-references to those guidelines. So that's a very quick, like, do it today type of thing you guys can do with all of your ChatGPT exercises you guys are doing. So I wasn't even planning on really going into that, but our lovely assistant who left, I don't know where she went. I'm answering her question, I promise. She gets to watch YouTube. We get one view. All right. So first things first, I'm going to go through a bunch of these AI things. So just like I talked about where you guys get a ton thrown at you and you have no clue what to do, I'm going to do that. But then I'm going to break it down in a very simple way and also give you like next steps. So first thing, ChatGPT, we just went through this, but here's a perfect example for it. And I'm going to use this property. I just Googled one, kind of got an obnoxious one. It's 15 million in Kodo, okay? I'm going to use this as my dummy all day because it just went live and whatever. So let's say I'm the agent about to give a listing presentation on this. This one says, all I asked it was, I have an upcoming listing for 15 mil in Kodo. Can you help me build a marketing plan for it? So this is probably something most of you guys have done, right? You're like, I want to conquer the world. I want to climb Everest. Give me a game plan, right? And it does. It's great. It says, okay, key strengths for Kodo, target buyer personalities or personas, messaging themes. I mean, it gives you 1,000 things. Very useful for sure. But if you're like me, you're going to read that and be like, wow, that's a great plan. I have a tea time in 30 minutes. I'll look at this later. And I never do, right? So it's really good. But then you can even go back and forth with this and be like, and say exactly that. Say, hey, that's a lot. I'm not going to do that. Give me one piece at a time. Talk to me like I'm a child. Talk to me like I'm a 7th grader. It can cater to what you want to hear. So next is we're going to go straight into my next tool that I absolutely love. I use it every single day. It's called Claude. Has anyone heard of this one? Okay, we got some lovers of Claude. Claude is my boyfriend. I love this guy. So I don't know if it's a guy. Sounds like a guy. I don't know. I haven't met a female named Claude either, so I guess. Anyway, so what I did here, so Claude is ChatGPT for like super complex planning, outlining, structuring, things like that. So what I did here is we're entering business planning time, right? Who has done a business plan for 2025 last year? Okay, come on. Only 5 of you did a business plan? All right. So who's going to do one for 2026? I should see every hand, right? We all get excited about this time of year because listings are slow. We got to pretend we're busy. It's okay. I do it too. So similar to what I was talking about getting too big of a plan that you never execute it, I went into Claude and I said, I'm going to read this for those who can't see it in the back. It's kind of small. All I wrote, I haven't given it any information yet. I said, I am a real estate agent in Southern California. I need your help. I've been in the business for 10 years. The market is really tough right now. With everyone using AI for everything, I'm having a hard time figuring out which AI tools I should use, which ones I shouldn't, and I need to build a business plan for 2026 I can implement in the shortest time frame possible. Teach me like I'm a first-timer for technology, but remember I've been in the business for 10 years, so I understand real estate. Where should we start? And there you go. Similar to ChatGPT, it's going to start mapping out a huge business plan, which is cool, right?
Okay.
We love that. We can read through that, but we're not going to waste your whole time. So I said, I went on to say, thank you for all of that. I need a week by week, day by day checklist of just very attainable, very simple things to implement. And here it is on the right side. This thing might be the longest I've ever seen Claude think. So it's pretty cool. You can watch it think, and we'll do a demonstration later. But it's like, I'm learning how to write a PowerPoint thing real quick from this website. And now I'm learning how to do this. And now I'm learning how to do this. It's insane. So anyway, what did it come up with? On the right side here, it came up with my 52-week business plan with check boxes for me to do. And you look at how simple I told it to make it. We've got, I won't turn around. I told it I have 500 contacts. So it's telling me, export those into a spreadsheet. Add a column for this, add a column for that. That's all I had to do from Monday to Tuesday to execute my full year's business plan. Do you think we could do that? It takes you like 5 minutes, maybe 20, I don't know. So all this to say, check this out. We keep going. So Wednesday through Thursday, that's another 2 full days of my full-time job. All I have to do is a 30-minute phone call and import 500 contacts on a spreadsheet. Okay? Right? This is doable business planning. And I've taught business planning for years. I still love it, and I have a business coach that holds me accountable, whatever. But this is a little bit more like you're actually going to do it, right? So you can see this goes on and on and on every single week. Very simple, easy little things to do, and we're going to get into that, okay? This is for me just teaching you what these things are. Don't try to memorize this stuff yet, okay? Next is Canva. Who knows Canva? Everyone knows Canva. Okay, keep an eye on Canva. If you love it, if you have used it and got confused, it's probably developing faster than any of the other platforms we're going to look at today. It's got some crazy stuff, and we're going to get into that. You can see I've already started typing my what I'm going to show off. Help me make a listing flyer for a property. This is the property. We'll do that. So Canva can do email signatures, flyers, listing presentations, buyer consultations. It can do large signs, whatever you want to do. Next, we're going to get into HeyGen. Anybody want to know what HeyGen is? Okay, I'm going to confuse all you guys. This is great. So HeyGen's the creepy one. So this is where you record a 2-minute video of yourself. It reads you, it sees you, it creates you. And now you can create videos that look and sound and feel very, very much like you. It's crazy. So there's some tips and tricks. We can get into the weeds on that. But if we look here, like clone yourself, that's kind of what we were talking about. This video is made with AI. I know it's small.
Is it better than Sora?
Yes and no. I think Sora is going to catch more traction because you can goof around on it a lot. It's like it's got the social media aspect to it. I think if you're doing professional marketing videos, this is a little bit better. But they're very similar. That's going to be the case with all of these, by the way. There's always another one that's similar.
And when you talk about these, can you tell us if there's a fee for each of them?
Yeah, every single one of these that I talk about has a free version that's going to have watermarks, and then they have like a paid one that's anywhere from the cheapest one up here is like $10 a month, and some are 20, some are 40, whatever. But we'll get into that. Good question. Okay, so HeyGen's creepy. I'm going to show you. I don't think this has audio, so I'll talk over it, but this guy in 60 seconds shows you him making HeyGen. So it's pretty wild. You can see how crazy it actually works. I thought about doing this myself, but I'd be slow. So he goes in, he creates his own account. He's uploading based on the templates. He's recording a video of himself. That's a 2-minute video. That's a real one, obviously, with a good microphone. Uploads it to them. And it takes about 2 minutes to load. And that is ChatGPT or AI doing his video that looks exactly like him.
So if we smile a lot, should we smile even bigger in our video?
No.
Because it doesn't capture those things.
Do it the way you would do in a video.
And you think?
Oh yeah. Be yourself. Be yourself, because the better you are at being yourself, the more convincing it is, right? So, again, I don't know if everyone's going to be doing this, but if there are any of you out there that Any of you that like to do a lot of like educational videos on certain topics, this is helpful. And I'll show you, because the beauty of this, cool, that's fine, but now you can go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I have clients asking me about price reductions all the time. Give me a video that'll go to my sellers that'll educate them on a regular basis. And it will give you the script. ChatGPT does it. You copy and paste the script into this, and now you have a video of you teaching about a topic, right? So that one's crazy. That one's like next level, but I just love the technology, and it's getting better every week. So I'm gonna keep going down the road, and then I'll give you one really cool take-home example of this, all put together. Next one is called Perplexity. This one is a little more like advanced, I would say, as far as like a ChatGPT. So Perplexity does like really deep research. That's like its whole thing. So us as real estate professionals, we get asked, how many days are on market in our area. We ask, what's the school, the best grade rating of our schools in the area. What's the walking distance to the nearest grocery store. That stuff's easy. But for deep research on a listing presentation, for instance, Perplexity is probably better than ChatGPT or the other ones, in my opinion. So what I did here is I said, give me a full market analysis that I should consider as a real estate agent selling a $15 million home in Kodo. I have a listing presentation tomorrow, and I want to make sure the client knows I'm an expert that he should hire, right? So now it goes through and it says there are, what are the current luxury market dynamics? Like, I didn't tell it this is luxury. It just knows, right?
I hope so.
Right. Inventory, it's saying, the highest active listing price right now is 8.4 million. So that's something that's concerning when you're taking this listing, right? You look cool, you get the signage, but is it going to actually sell? Who knows? Is there even a market for 15 mil right now? Recent sales and days on market, it gives you that data here. And it quotes, if you guys ever need to, it'll give you the sources that it gets the data from, right? So anyway, I'm going to speed through this because we're going to come back to this, okay? But what's kind of cool is it gives you your key data table towards the bottom. This says, median price in all of Kodo, highest active listing, typical list price, typical percent sale price versus list. Bring that up in your listing presentations if you're not. Because if you listed it, or we'll go back to our example, you listed at 1 million and it sells for 3% under 1 million, if you told them that ahead of time, you met your goal, right? Not, oh, we just missed it. We got a 97%, right? So educate your clients on this, and this makes you look so good. And all I did was typed in one little sentence.
Can I
Okay?
ask you a quick question?
Absolutely.
If you need to go back on a home value, if a spouse passed away and they need to know what their value was back then, would this be the better site to go to kind of look into something?
Okay, her question was doing like a retroactive appraisal, is what we call it, where spouse passes and you need to know what the house value was in a given date previously. Great question. Let's just do it. Okay? When we get to our demo mode, I'm going to remember that one. I've never done that. Let's see. Okay, so what's kind of cool about all of these, just like ChatGPT, is at the end it usually doesn't say, here's your information, bye. It usually says like, well, if you're smart, you might ask this next question, so why don't I prompt you for that question, right? So it's going to say, other related information here, comparable recent sales, all of this. We'll get to that. Next. AutoReel. Anybody heard of AutoReel?
No.
Okay. AutoReel is pretty cool. I'm thoroughly impressed with it. I hope you guys are too. So what AutoReel is it takes your listing photos and creates a video, right? It sounds very simple, but the way that it does it and how well it does it actually blew my mind. So that's the only reason I'm bringing it up. So what I did here, AutoReel, so this will save you money in marketing if you don't want to pay for that extra amount for the videographer to create this polished video, right? So I know that every dollar counts when the market's slow. And so these are all, yes, you paid $5 to get this, but it just saved you $500 on your first project because you don't have to pay a videographer, right? And sorry if there's videographers in the room. So all I did on this video, literally all I did, went to Zillow, copied the link, pasted it into this app, and it had no videos on Zillow. And I said, show me what you got.
Really? You took a Zillow thing? Oh my gosh. Way cool.
So the photos or?
Just the photos. It pulled the photos off Zillow. I didn't even click them. Right, you wouldn't do this on someone else's.
Yeah.
This is just to demonstrate how it actually is very good at what it does.
Your rules are, yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
AutoReel, all one word. And again, if you guys need me to like send, I'm gonna send out an email with all this stuff highlighted and whatever. Is this wild?
That's great. Yeah, that's great.
A waterfall, it's from a photo, right? Does it just hand over a waterfall and the waterfall is running?
Yes, you're right. It made water move. That's it's one step short of what Jesus did with water. Right? Okay, that was a bad joke. Okay, so that's another thing that we can do to really wow our clients, right? I wowed you guys, and you guys are in the business, right? Okay, we're gonna keep going, guys. All right, bear with me because it's all gonna tie together. So this next thing, are there anyone here that's either on a team or have a team or have some young guns that are getting into the business, right? We got a few of those, or we've all been one of those, right? So this, I'm not gonna spend too much time on because I'm overly biased and proud of it because I built it. So we'll talk about it later. But this is an AI bot that's specific to real estate and dealing with clients on either the lending side or the real estate side, dealing with what conversations we have on a regular basis and training us to get better at them with specific feedback. So all this is it has a microphone. I'll show you here. You just click start conversation. Again, I'm not gonna try to sell this thing because it's free basically. Let me go back in here. It is free for our realtor partners. But so this feedback, all I did, it was a agent converting a cold call into a CMA appointment by leveraging a recent neighborhood sale. The prospect showed resistance but became increasingly interested when presented with specific market data and comps. The conversation ended with a firm appointment set for Tuesday at 4 p.m. So you click start conversation and you just talk to it and it asks you questions. It pretends to be a buyer, right? This is great training. And there's a funny social media GIF or meme that's going around that you guys have seen where it's like, okay, it's a pyramid. And it's like, here's what you'll tell your friend. Here's what you tell your wife. Here's what you tell your parents. Here's what you'll tell AI, right? Because there's no embarrassment for you to tell your deepest, darkest secrets to AI. The same psychological event is happening here where you are okay sounding like an idiot trying to sell a home to AI, right? Because you want honest feedback. This one gave me a 7 out of 10 score, and it specifically gave me, my strengths, saying I used specific numbers and recent sale data to build the credibility. I maintained control of the conversation while being responsive to questions. But it gave me feedback. Where should I improve? Get more information about their situation before calling next time, right? Ask for property details. Build stronger rapport before diving into your sales pitch. So I came on too strong, right? So it's giving us full feedback, and here's the word for word transcript just for reference. So this is pretty cool. I think whether you're new to the business or you've been in it for 30 years, it's good to revisit these techniques of, how are we selling? Do we sound like robots? Go ahead.
What's the name of this one?
This one, I haven't thought of a name yet. So a friend and I we've just started a company a couple weeks ago called Loan Arc. And call it our role play. I don't know. You can name it.
Role play.
Yeah. It's basically an AI role play specific to real estate and mortgage. So I can send every one of you the link to this. It's completely 100% free. We're building these things because we want to give value to you as realtors, whether we're there or not.
Is that like you made your own bot?
We basically trained a bot on the back end with a lot of data.
Okay.
And a lot of, I'm not the full nerd. My business partner is much nerdier than me, if you can believe that. All right. Next, I have to talk about this because it still works. HomeBot, anyone know about HomeBot? I talk about this every time, and I'm never going to stop talking about it until it goes away. HomeBot, if you're not on it, you should be. I'll give you a 30-second pitch on it. You sign up for it with a co-sponsored lender. You pay $25 a month, and it sends up to 500 clients 2 emails a month. talking about their market value, the property values, talking about what they could do with their money, with their equity, what it would look like to sell. It's very simple things, but HomeBot does such a good job of just making it really sexy and really usable. So you can see, I'm not blowing smoke. This is live. It's not a screenshot. These are my clients. I have 487 in there, and I'm getting an open rate of 85%. So if anyone's taken any class on marketing, anything over 15% is considered good. I'm getting 85%. Now, of course, they're my clients. They're my past clients. They know me, so they're going to open it more than if it was just a stranger. Oops, sorry, I played with your microphone. Hope I'm okay. And then even much better, I'm getting a 28% click rate on my clients, and you guys would have the same thing for, $25 a month for HomeBot. And you're not paying that to me. I don't care if you don't use it, but this is the best way to stay in front of your clients. It's the age-old thing of buying the salt shaker that has your face on the side of it because they're going to see it every day. That's all this is. This is bringing mailing to people's houses twice a month into a much more digital, cheap, friendly way. Or platform, I guess. So it's got a lot of features. I'm not going to go into all of them, but you can see it's got high equity clients that it's identifying with its own AI, likely to sell, which is pretty cool. I met with them in Vegas last week, and they said that they have a 70% of people that land in their likely to sell bucket sell within 24 months.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy, right? So they're getting better. Everyone's getting better. Highly engaged. These are people that are clicking a lot, right? And I'm going to use this example. He's not here. Adam, no. Yeah, he's not here. It's a good example. I was going to, fluff his pillows a little bit here. So he got his farm data from his title guy, right? You guys all familiar with that? Yeah. If not, we'll talk. So he got farm data of strangers, right? These aren't his clients. He didn't generate these leads. He got the farm data and plugged it into HomeBot and clicked send and just didn't touch a single thing. A week later, he logs in and he sees that on this list, where's the activity feed? Whatever, I'm not gonna waste your time. So there's an activity feed you can go in here and it'll show you every single thing that every single person clicked on, looked at, what they did, how much time they spent on it. And Adam, I give him 1,000 points of credit. He had the cojones to freaking call the guy. Nobody cold calls anymore, right? Who here has cold called in the last 30 days? Oh, I got a bunch. Look at this. I love it. So you guys are going to have success with this. He cold called the guy and was like, hey, I saw you got my HomeBot report. He's not trying to act like, hey, I'm a realtor in your area. Just so happens, coincidentally, I called you. Don't do that. Recognize the technology's there to help us all. So he called him, said, hey, we haven't met yet. I'd love to meet. I saw you're all over this thing. Is there any feedback on it? Any questions you had on it? What are you up to? Within 3 weeks, he had the listing. And don't expect that to happen. That was amazing. But it's an illustration of what can happen and so now, that was 2 years ago, he still, every Monday, logs in, looks at his activity, calls people. He's generated a lot of business out of it over several years. All right. Again, talk to me about HomeBot later. Next and final platform I'm going to make you guys go crazy on here is Gamma. And we got my AI girl here up front. What's your name? Ariel. Ariel's following me it's great. I love it. So Gamma makes you look like you're really good at PowerPoint or any sort of listing presentations, anything that has multiple pages or multiple slides that need to look really good. Gamma does it for you. And we're going to do one live so you can really see it because it's really freaking cool. Let me get into this because I'm too excited to get to the fun part. So first things, let's go back in time. I haven't gotten that Kodo listing yet, but I'm about to. I'm trying to. I got a listing appointment. That's the hardest part usually, right? But if it's 15 million, those clients tend to interview 2, 3, 4 realtors, right? It's a big, big dollar. So I'm about to go on my listing presentation. I've done no prep. Oh no, right? I'm going tomorrow and I've done no prep. What do I do? So first thing you're going to do is you're going to go over to any of these, but I'm going to use Perplexity today just because it's the deepest. And I've already done it because I wanted to make sure our internet didn't screw me up on this piece of it. Give me a full market analysis. So we talked about this. I now have a full market analysis for this property specifically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then go to my ChatGPT plan, and this is the same plan. So this is my marketing plan that we put together for ChatGPT, right? Cool. Okay, then I'm going to take that to Claude. I'm going to copy and paste everything.
Your whole plan?
My plan and my market research that I got from both. And you could do this all in ChatGPT. I like to show off these different things. Okay, so here we go. And I do think it does yield much better result. Right, Ariel? That's right. My assistant says yes. Okay, so what I did here is, this is now back in Claude, and please don't try to memorize all these if this is the first time. You're not going to. That's where I come in. Give me a call. So you can see I've got the listing presentation. I'm helping create a professional listing presentation for this listing. Okay, so I told it, I'm a real estate agent, I need this, but I want my listing presentation to include a little bit about me, about my team, my experience, market trends for the area, price range, timeline expectations, marketing strategies, and next steps, right? Just a typical, hopefully your listing presentations don't have those. That shouldn't be the thing that you get out of this, I hope. But here we go. So I will briefly summarize what it did, because that's the magic of this thing. It's so cool. So immediately, I didn't send it anything else. It said, I'm reading this PowerPoint skill dot whatever nerd file. So it taught itself how to do PowerPoint real quick. Okay? Next, it's going and gathering market data. So it's gathering more market data than I gave it. It took 6 steps to do so, and it shows you what websites it went to, what it got from each website, right? Now I'll create a professional listing presentation. 46 steps. So this is what it did. Created slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, slide 4, slide Your listing presentation's ready. Okay, so we can view the listing presentation, which I will. I already downloaded it. Oh, shoot. Stupid microphone, Bree.
Sorry.
You're good, you're good, you're good. All right. Okay, I created it, but I want to show off that it's okay. It's not great. I'll show you. So it's not my brand. It's not my colors. It's kind of boring. The fonts are ugly. I don't know. If you're like does anybody know a sports team? The old Rams, maybe.
Yeah.
It's like they're blue and gold, right? So,
bringing in your brand.
yeah, not yet.
Okay.
So the meat and potatoes of this is great. I didn't touch this and it created this. That's pretty cool, right? I've already saved myself several hours, especially in days if you don't know how to use PowerPoint. So that's cool. I'm not going to dig into that one much further. But if we go back over here, where was I? Okay, so I told it, this part here is my prompt. Please redo this, but just give me a prompt that I can copy and paste into gamma.app. That's what their official website is. Here's some market analysis to use as well. So I copy and pasted more market analysis that I got from Perplexity. Here you go. It says, cool, copy and paste this prompt into Gamma. So I haven't done this yet. I wanted to show you guys that I'm not full of baloney, and you guys can see for yourself how much time this saves you and potential problems that it'll have. So let's go. So in Gamma, you can basically just copy and paste your notes that you took and have it create a presentation for you. Paste. That's all I did. And of course, it doesn't have my specifics in here because I haven't done that yet. I'm just showing you how easy this is for you to literally do this today with no knowledge of any of this before we started this. Continue prompt editor. Hopefully my internet works great. Yep. All right, you just pick a couple preferences. I like minimal styles. Let's see. So I did do one extra step. I already put some of our branding in this so that it knows what colors I like, what fonts I like. It took me 30 seconds. I'll just do it for you guys if you get stuck there. I'm not even going to click any other settings just to show you guys what it does. Come on, internet. Let's see. Okay. And by the way, if you look at the logo in the corner, that is the colors of our company. And just like any listing presentation you guys have ever done, it just looks good to like put down in front of people and for them to flip through real quick, right? Like it probably gets looked at for 10 seconds and then thrown in the trash, right? But look at how like dialed in I look, how professional. Oop, what just happened? Okay, let's look what you created. Okay, so very quickly, it created this nice looking cover sheet. It put what I should look like, geez. Hello, Rogaine. I wish. That's why I got married very young, guys. I knew the hair was on its way out. So, oops, getting a call. So this just goes through the normal things you would do on your listing presentation. And it's talking about, sales volume growth, performance. You can put your own metrics in. That's what this is talking about of our team and what you've done. This talks about, and literally, this is my first time I'm seeing it, just like you guys, right? So it put, let's see, minimal local comps, so it creates a premium opportunity, right? Like we know, it's the only one like that. It's probably going to sit on the market forever, right? Because you don't have a ton of buyers like that. And then if they're getting a loan, you got appraisal problems, right? So we're flipping the script here, and I didn't even tell it to do that. AI did it all. Let's see. I don't need to get into the weeds here, but you can see this is pretty impressive for someone who didn't do anything but what we just did. I did no thinking. I just typed in the address and said, here's what my schedule is, help me out. And it did all of this. It can do this stuff for social media content. It can do this for flyers. It can do it for business cards. It can do it for anything you guys want it to do. And that's the coolest thing, like I talked about earlier, is that this is changing so fast that if you can be one of the ones to try to even keep up with 10% of it, you're gonna crush real estate agents in our area. So this conference that I was at, it was mostly mortgage people, but really on the tech side of things. And the technology is rolling out at an exponential pace that most companies are trying to get me out of a job, right? And that's okay. I'm totally fine with that because I'm gonna be the guy who use those tools to get everyone else out of their job, and I still have a job behind the scenes, right? You guys might have to do that too. You've got like, what is it, Rocket and Redfin bought each other or something like that, right? Is that right? Yeah. Realtor.com and one of the two, whatever. So it's happening. It's going to happen. People are going to lose their jobs, or they're going to create an opportunity to capture more market share. So back in, I'm going to get the year wrong, but before Google was used every single day, before Google was a word, when Google started rolling out like AI is today, people said, oh my gosh, we're all going to lose our jobs because of Google. And what did it do? It just made us more efficient, made us better, made us more professional, more proficient at our jobs. So where does that leave us? And again, I'm going to email you guys kind of like the bullet points. And who do you think is going to write the bullet points? Not me. Okay. So I want to just really get your, so that's stuff that you could do today. You could have this done by 3 p.m. and have everything I just did implemented and running and helping your business. And then the beauty is with things like HomeBot, you don't have to even think about it anymore. It just does its thing. Okay. But what else could we be using this for? We could build a budget, right? Market's slow. This is one of the hardest years I've ever experienced. I've been in the business 13 years now. One of the hardest years for us. So budgets are important. If we don't keep an eye on our budgets, what are we going to do? Let's use AI to build our budget. Let's see. How about you get that super hot listing and you get 28 offers in one day? Oh God, my night's ruined. I'm not going to get to go to the Goo Goo Dolls concert. I have to stay at home and read contracts all night. Nope. Just drop them all into ChatGPT or Claude or any of those and say, can you please summarize these for my seller? Make sure you hit the things that he's going to want to see.
Wow.
And you could
Check that twice.
always double check, triple check. But at least it will weed out the 25 that you don't even need to consider because they're just BS offers, right? And again, these are getting better every year. So the more you use them, the smarter they're going to get. Next one, analyzing comps. We kind of touched on this, but it has access to as much data as you guys could do. And it does it in like 2 milliseconds. So before your listing presentation, you don't just say, what is your home worth? You say, well, it's really, what will people buy? It's a completely different conversation. So use it for that. What else? How about a business coach and an accountability partner? So again, I do a lot of business coaching because I swear by my business coach. Who has a business coach that they meet with on a regular basis? Or a broker that holds you accountable? We got one or two? Okay. I will just say, best money I've ever spent. I've been with my gal for 5 years now, and I'm able to have the same productivity with way less work now and way less stress than I was before her. And it's just that accountability of every other Friday. It's like, oh crap, I gotta get my stuff together before I have to talk to Cindy. Like, she's gonna smack me, right? So, but just like we see people are trying to get engaged and literally marry like AI bots. Have you guys heard of that? You want to talk about creepy? That's Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer? That's a Jerry Springer episode right there. But no, so like I talked about, people will tell it its deepest, darkest secrets. It'll tell it its weaknesses, its strengths. So why not use it as a business coach and just every morning jump on there? And you can go, like I use it, I'm not saying I'm in shape because I need to be, but I use it as my personal trainer. Every morning I go on it and I just literally, my eyes are barely open at 4:30 and I'm like, hey man, everything hurts except my legs today. Can you help me out? And it will build a 55-minute workout for me, knowing the equipment I have in my garage for a leg workout so that I can rest everything else, right? Just an example of what you can do with this stuff. And then an accountability partner. So every one of these will talk with every one of these if you get the right tech behind it. So that's kind of next steps, but you could have this thing text you every morning that business plan that we put together with the 3 easy check boxes. It could just text you and be like, hey, don't forget, you have to upload that one spreadsheet today, then you can take the day off, right? Like, we can do these things. So I realize this is a lot of information and a lot of cool technology that you guys maybe are seeing for the first time. This is only like the top 10% of like the most used things that we see and play with every day. But we've implemented this with a lot of our realtors, and they are echoing what I'm saying of like, oh my gosh, I get all that crap done in like 5 minutes. That used to take me 5 hours. Now I can go surf, or I can go get more listings, or I can go door knocking. Who door knocks? Yes, please keep doing that. It works. Sorry, it has nothing to do with our presentation. All right, I'm not gonna waste your time, but we're gonna get into Q&As and maybe we'll do your demo here in a sec. So just to recap, the boring thing we talked about was let's get strategic. So get with your financing partners, hopefully this bald guy, and we will work numbers before your listing presentation. That really does provide a lot of insight on explaining to our sellers what they're selling and who's out there buying, right? So talk about that. All these technologies are at your disposal. AI is not scary. If you're scared of AI, I don't know, you're done. I got nothing to say for you. Like, it's around us and it knows who you are. So on the back end of mortgage stuff, I was blown away at this conference, just so you guys know kind of what's coming and what we're working on. Imagine a day where you can, me, a mortgage guy, I can go, hey, Loan Arc, I just talked to Jeremy Mills. His social security number is 123456789. And his current address is this. He gave me his consent to get his information. Will he qualify for 123 Main Street with 3.5% down with today's rates? Absolutely done. Loan is done. That is coming. It's coming. Of course, as of today, you'd have to be a W-2 employee. Like, there's a lot of things developing, but that data is all out there. And if it's all compliant and talking to each other, that's seriously coming. And that is crazy to think, because that means it's coming for you guys too, right? So if you guys can be on the forefront of this and use that to your advantage, my whole thing is let AI make you guys really sexy. Don't let it take your job, because it will. And that's what I have to do. I'm scared. 90% of the loans we do are pretty easy, right?
Are you gonna be
So
officers in the future, or AI is gonna take over that?
the question is, will there be loan officers in the future?
Of course.
Always. It's the biggest financial decision of most people's lives. Most people still want to talk to a human. And I think a lot of the market share will be taken by robots, but there's more opportunity for those of us that are using those tools to innovate, right? Okay, next questions. Anyone? I got a lot of blank stares. Did I scare everyone with my AI? Yes, sir.
Sometimes AI tell us, okay, I don't have access to CRMLS. Okay?
Sorry, who asks you that?
AI tell me, okay, I don't
Ah.
have access to CRMLS.
Yep.
How can I share some information? Just, okay, definitely it doesn't have password.
Yeah, so the question, and your first name?
Max.
Max. So Max was asking, sometimes he goes into ChatGPT and it says, hey, sorry, I don't have access to the MLS. I'm not allowed to log into websites. I get that. That's a security, anytime there's privileged information behind a firewall, a security firewall, they're not going to open that up probably for a very long time. Probably because they'll want to do their own AI in their website. But anyway, I digress. So if that's the case, first of all, MLS data, 99% of it is available on like the Zillows and the Redfins that it will check, right? So anything that's behind a password, just wait, because I bet MLS is going to have its own AI that's backed by ChatGPT inside its own platform. That's probably ready to come out tomorrow. Like it's happening. So it's on Canva. Yeah. Yes.
But you could send AI to customer reports.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yes, the good illustration was that the data in the MLS, you can just click one button and export all of it and just drop it into ChatGPT. So yeah, that's the workaround. That's what we do with that's kind of what I illustrated here today, right? Get data from somewhere, plug it in, let it analyze it. We do this a lot on like loan guidelines. Like people ask us, well, what if my second cousin sends me a gift and it's under this number, right? It's like, my God, I have to memorize all this stuff? No, I have a different chat agent for every topic, and I've taught it just like I did with those guidelines of listings. Don't go to the internet, just look at what I'm giving you, right? And let me know if you can't find it. Like FHA guidebook is over 10,000 pages.
Oh my God.
Literally. So I don't want to go Google all this crap and like get shady information. Like I'd rather just go straight to the source and not have to read 10,000 pages every time. What else, guys? Anything? Okay, we're going to do that one demo. Can you remind me what it was?
It was about trying to figure out the value of a home from when
Ah.
my husband passed away in 2018.
Okay, guys, here's how rubber meets the road. That is a pretty deep question, but let's go into Perplexity, which we could do it in ChatGPT and give you an example if you want. But Perplexity is deep research, deep thought, like thinks the most like a human, in my opinion. So I'm going to do a new chat. Sorry, I'm going to put the mic down. Here we go. Hey there. By the way, I'm always nice to my AIs, and I think because if robots take over, they're going to remember.
Hey, mine tells me to pet my dog. You know, it's like, what?
And one of these things too is learning how to prompt. That's probably the biggest value for us as a human. Oops, I did it again. Okay. Learn how to prompt ChatGPT. So pay attention to how I type this and how I word it. Hey there, I'm a realtor in Southern California. Oops. I just talked to a lady whose husband passed away 5 years ago on March 12, 2018, which is not 5 years ago, but we'll run with it. We'll just call it 7. Okay, what else are we doing here?
Say it was in like, I want to know the home value, estimated home value, so you want to look at criteria?
I want to know the estimated home value of, what's the address?
Well, I can't say that.
Well, let's pick my funny one. 22442.
Oh, your photo one?
Yeah, why not?
That doesn't jinx the sellers are dying.
I want to know what the value.
Oh, no, not it.
Okay, no, it's okay. You're good.
I want to know what the estimated value of 22422 Pajaro was on that day. Yep.
Okay.
Why? Why do we want to know this?
Do you use the step-out basis?
I want to know this so I can help my client understand the tax step-up basis how it will affect her. And so I look super duper smart. All right, you'll see Perplexity's slower because it does deeper thinking.
Okay.
Look, and it's what's cool, I love that they do this. They show you what it's doing. So right now it went to Zillow. This is a bad example because it's on the market, but we'll see what happens. That's okay.
Oh.
It's pulling Zillow, Orchard.com, Redfin. This is crazy. I've never done this, guys, so sorry in advance. Estimated market value would be best approximated by referencing its last recorded sale price and listing activity around that time. Public record shows it sold on 2017 for $6.35 million. Months prior, it was listed at $7.5. It went through all this junk. Let's go. Best available value on record near that time is 6.35 from the sale. Here we go. Application to tax step-up basis. For your client, value at 6.35 will be the reference point for the step-up. This is the amount used for calculating future capital gains. My goodness, this is a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, this will start your conversation with the client and make you look pretty darn good before you connect them to a resource. But if you don't have one, I have a guy for exactly what you're asking for. We just did that like 2 months ago with a guy. Get a retroactive appraisal where they'll value it today and then apply all the market data going backwards. So, good example, not a great one. I think it's because it's on the market and it's a weird home. But maybe if it's a home that hasn't sold for 30 years, it'd be different. Okay, so who's confused? Who feels overwhelmed? Anyone? Who's actually going to do something about this? Hey, if all you learned here was how to prompt ChatGPT to save you like 5 minutes, if you look on the side over here, you can see into my life what my chats are. I'm going through, these are my conversations, my threads. I've got a text reply generator because sometimes I have buyers that ask me way too many questions, and that's okay. I just don't have time all the time. So what I did for that, I took 5 conversations with clients that shopped for like 5 years. I took the text thread and I threw it in there, said, hey man, I'm tired of answering these questions over and over. Can you read how I typically respond and start generating responses to questions when people text me? That's what?
South Park did that like 6 years ago.
South Park did that. Wow. There we go.
Talk to the girls because the girls wanted to text a lot.
There you go.
Like, we're tired of texting.
See, all right. I like that. Next, you can see my personal trainer one in there. That's kind of fun. Investment values, guidelines, email monitoring options because I wanted to speed some stuff up. Property tax estimates. So we live in California, which we have a luxury that property tax rates are very easy to find, but we're licensed in other states where they're not. So I'm sick of chasing things down. I just type it into there. Escrow contract analysis. Using a griddle for reverse searing. I mean, there's so many things in here, guys. But you can see I use ChatGPT nonstop all the time. So I don't have much more for you guys unless you guys have questions. That's it. If you have questions, we want to sit with you guys and show off HomeBot specific to your business. We want to figure out not all of these tools are for everyone, okay? We want to meet you where you are. What do you start with and how can we implement some of these? Let me save you time being like your liaison between where you are and where you want to be with this stuff. So we're really good lenders too. Bye.